Hello, it's 9 p.m., September 29th, 2020. Welcome to the weather update. We haven't had too much rain so far today, just a couple of light sprinkles and light showers and some drizzle, but it's going to get heavier as the evening goes on. Here's a look at the radar, and you can see as we pan out, we'll go into a wider radar here, and you will see some much heavier rain off to the west. This is all going to be moving in our direction and bringing us a real soaking tonight. Now, all the energy is focused into one area versus spread out over two systems, which means we're going to have more wind. And we have a wind advisory in effect for our area tonight. And the wind advisory is in effect from tonight to 6 a.m. on Wednesday. So we're going to have a very strong LLJ, a low-level jet. So south winds 20 to 30 miles an hour with gusts up to 50 are expected. So it could be some scattered power outages, some tree limbs down, and possible problems on the Long Island Railroad. Probably the main line again. So let's look at our current conditions around outside. Let's see what we got here. For some reason it's only showing having a problem here with this. All right, well, we'll just focus on Long Island. But anyway, temperatures around 70 degrees. Dew points are up there in the upper 60s to around 70. Very humid out there. And you can see we have some gusts offshore to 20 miles an hour. So that's going to be some of that wind that we're going to start seeing. I'm going to go to further to the west and see if they're experiencing any of this wind further west. Yeah, they are. So you got some gusts 21, 21, 20. Nothing too terrible so far. All right, right at the coast, though, you do see some stronger wind gusts in the Delmarva area of close to 30 miles an hour. So this is a very strong low-level jet that's coming up the coast here ahead of this cold front. So let's go ahead and look at this right now, and we're going to just focus on the surface, not the upper air in this one, all right? Because that's where the action is. So let's, and we're going to just focus on the northeast, our area, basically. So let me go to the winds here, so you can see the winds here. And again, you can see what happens here. There's a low-level jet that forms just south of Long Island, and that red there you see are some pretty strong winds in that small area there, and that almost looks like a little convective complex that would form. Let me put this over the surface so you can see what I mean. So you can see it's where the heavy rain is. There's some really strong winds aloft, and any thunderstorms could help bring them down closer to the surface. Let's go look at the NAM model. The NAM 12 kilometer. This is the 18Z run. So again, if you look at the rain at the surface, you'll see the heavier rain really comes in around after midnight and overnight. Let's see if the NAM produces those winds. Yeah, it produces those winds a little bit too. You can see not quite as bullish as the GFS, but you can see it's producing some strong winds. Looks like the South Shore and the East End would get the worst of it. And with the heavy rain, you could have some flash flooding too. Let's go up a little bit at 850. Yeah, so if you go up to 850, you'll see the area purple here. That's like a bit of energy right there going through the atmosphere that could come down to the surface and bring down some of those gusts. And once that passes, it's still going to be breezy, but not as, be breezy with winds maybe gusting to 20 miles an hour. But in this area, there could be gusts up to 50 miles an hour at the surface, or maybe even more. We've always seen those unexpected things happen. So let's go look at the total accumulated precipitation. Let's see what the NAM is giving us here. And the NAM's giving us about an inch, 1 to 2 inches. Let's see what the GFS is doing. GFS is a little more robust. Could have a little swath of over 2 inches. Particularly looks like toward going through the Jersey Shore up through the South Shore of Nassau County. Interestingly enough. All right, let me go to the HRRR here. You can see how impressive this looks. But the good news is it gets out of here quick. So let's go to the HRRR. And we don't really have that much of the zero. We have 10 hours of the zero as the HRRR, but that might be just enough. And you can see it looks like it brings We'll have some scattered heavier showers, but then the line actually seems to come through right around 09Z. So that's around, let's see, 9 hours from. So it's going to come through around 5 in the morning, probably 4 or 5 in the morning. You're going to have this line come through. Um, and it could, like I said, produce some heavy rain, some strong winds. This is the actual cold front that's going to be coming through here. I wish we could get a little further in on that. So you know, there's the 23Z run. That's only you're only going to get 18 hours out of that, but that might be enough. So yeah, you can see that heavier rain come through, and then a little area of rain that might linger into the morning hours, the 8, 9 o'clock. That'll be the final front that comes through, and then finally we clear it on out by later in the morning into the early afternoon. Let's see how much the HRRR gives us here with the rainfall. So again, you see that swath of 2-inch plus rains here. That could, it looks like this has it over Nassau, but it could just as well be over Suffolk. But there is going to be a swath wherever this heaviest cells set up, wherever that is. And let's look at the HRRR wind as well. So let's see if it's developing that wind. Yeah, you can see that wind, because this is a higher resolution, you can see that wind. The strong winds are going to be around these showers and thunderstorms. They're going to help bring them down. It depends on where exactly they set up. That will depend on it. But that whole area will wind up affecting most of New England as well. Almost like a little bit of energy just forms. You can see a little bit of kink right there. A little secondary low perhaps tries to form right there in that spot along the front. And that will help enhance the precipitation. So that's pretty interesting. Let's go back to GFS, and we will go and we will look at the dew points. So this will show you where the front is at again. This is going to show you really nicely where the front is at. So we have the high dew points, and you can see what happens tomorrow. There's that sharp line. You can see that sharp line there. Wind barbs change direction. And like I said, the strongest winds would be right out ahead of the cold front. And then a wind shift to the west, and we dry out by the morning tomorrow. And then as far as Thursday and Friday, we have low dew points throughout, right through the weekend. I'm only going to go up to the weekend, all right? So everything's looking good from there as far as the dew points go. Let's look at the temperatures because after we're done, it will cool off as we get into tomorrow. So you'll see here, temperatures tomorrow probably start off warmer, but will probably be staying around 70 degrees or so. At night, temperatures will drop into the 50s, and then for Thursday, temperatures in the low 70s. So it won't be as cool of a shot. It looks like Friday, it has much cooler air over Long Island. I wonder if this is an area of rain that could develop on Friday. It looks like there's a little secondary, like Clipper type system that might move through on Friday. Here's Saturday and Sunday. So we stay a little bit below normal once we get into the weekend here. Now, I'm curious about that. Let me go to the precipitation here and see if there's an extra wave that forms. Because I know I was seeing that there was going to be a lot more clouds around on Friday. So here is, yeah, you see there's that wave that forms there, like a little Clipper type system that comes through. You still have that southwest flow aloft, so that doesn't help matters. And then we're finally done with the chance of precipitation. There wouldn't be much if we do see any light precipitation on Friday. It's mainly about tonight, later tonight and tomorrow morning's event that we're going to be dealing with some really heavy rain there, as you can see. So let me go. I'm going to take this to the windy.com. Look at that. This is, by the way, this is the satellite image here. And you can see here is the satellite. So we can, I want to pan it out a little bit. Let's see if they have an eastern U.S. one. They have a northeast one, but I want a northeastern. Well, we'll just go to the CONUS. So you can see this nice clear air that we're going to be having, and it does not appear that we have any smoke here. I'll actually put this to the daylight, so let's make sure we don't have any. Oh, no smoke. So that's very good. It looks like the fires out west, though, are getting worse again. Yeah, so there is smoke that you can see on the corner of your screen here. Let me go to the west coast while we're at it. We can look at that as well. Pacific coast. So it looks like the fires, unfortunately, have gotten worse again. Yeah, I see a lot of smoke over California. Some of it looks like it's drifting over toward Washington now. So that's not good. Hopefully it doesn't come our way, but for now it looks like it won't, so that's good. Only deal with that damn smoke. We're all tired of it, but you know. Anyway, let's go to windy.com. Just to stay over there and not come here. But this is all part of climate change, you know. Like seeing smoke from wildfires. It's going to be. Sure, our skies will always be filled with smoke. It might get so bad. So think about that. So let's go to the winds, gusts. This is the European model, so we can put the wind gusts as we go into tonight here. All right. And tomorrow morning. So the worst of it would be, yeah, you see that strong LLJ right there? Wow, look at the Euro. It has wind gusts to 61 miles an hour, so that's a very strong LLJ up. Look at that. You can see the LLJ just kind of pops over us right there. So you can see those strong winds around 3 a.m., 4 a.m., gusts to 60, 50. It's going to be a very stormy night tonight with these strong winds accompanying these storms. It's going to be very strong. And then you can see it finally starts getting out of here, 9 a.m. We still got the strong winds over the east end. Then we have the winds got strong, breezy, but from the west, not as bad later on in the day. Okay, so let's go look at the cloud cover next on the models. And yeah, I was kind of surprised because the models weren't indicating such yesterday. Was not indicating this at all. So here's the GFS. We see more sun by tomorrow. For Thursday, it looks like a mostly sunny day, especially over New Jersey. Maybe a few clouds over Long Island. And then there's that second system that produces some clouds there and a little short wave there that tries to develop. That'll pull down some colder air for Saturday. And then Saturday, we should have mostly sunny skies. But again, it's got some clouds to the north of us. And then maybe more clouds on Sunday. This is the GFS, so it's kind of low res. Other than that, it looks like we're going to have decent. I don't want to go past the weekend in this update because we have to discuss this upcoming weather event tonight. So let me go to the NAM. So let me roll this back here. And again, this is the 18Z NAM. So here's the NAM. Clears us out by the afternoon. By noon time, the sun is out, and we're mostly clear. So it gives us a nice afternoon, it looks like. But for Thursday, it has a few more clouds again. Generally clouds mainly over Long Island. New Jersey would be mostly sunny. Probably those are just cumulus clouds. I'm going to look at that right now, actually, and see. I don't think they're high levels. No, they're not high level. Are they mid-level? Nope, they're not mid-level. They're low-level. Would be low-level clouds. So it would be mainly cumulus that would pop up. Just fair weather cumulus clouds, basically. That would pop up. I can look at one more other model for the sky, and that would be the RGEM. This is the RGEM, which has a tendency to be a little too less. So this is, again, tomorrow. Clearing it out by the afternoon. And then for Thursday, looks like a really nice day. So it looks like a really nice day. And so does Saturday. But Friday, you can see they're both indicating the clouds. Let me go to the NAM 12 kilometer and see if it's indicating any. Yeah, see, it could pop up a light shower or two. Won't be much rain. But, we got to deal with a lot of rain tonight. We're going to have a lot of rain at once. And it's going to be heavy, and it's going to be wind-driven. It's almost going to be like almost like a tropical storm. Wouldn't that be interesting? I don't think this is a tropical in nature. We can go to the NHC and see. It's just an LLJ type of event. There's nothing forming, but oh look, they're watching that. So that's in. We'll talk about that in another update. But the main thing is the wind. So we'll look at the sustained winds on the Euro as well tonight as well, because I know we were looking at the gusts. So sustained winds. Let's see, 4. So you can see you're gonna have some sustained winds up at 30 miles an hour. And don't we have a full moon or a nearly full moon? So I'm wondering if there's going to be some coastal flooding with that. If there's a high tide. Let's look at the waves. Probably not enough of a fetch to generate too much waves. 7 feet. Nothing too bad. It's mainly going to be the wind. But there could be some coastal flooding. Let's just see. Oh, yeah, there you go. 10 footers. So there could be some coastal flooding with this. This is going to be... I was not expecting the storm to... do this, but I guess the models were picking up on the warmer than normal water temperatures. Let's look at that. Still around 68. So I guess they were picking up on that. But this could be a pretty bad wind event tonight. So again, we've got the wind advisory, and who knows, it could be upgraded to a high wind warning perhaps. Wouldn't surprise me, especially looking at some of these statistics from the Euro and the GFS too, by the way. If we go back to the winds here, and let me just roll this back a little bit to 2 a.m. on the Euro, and then we're going to go look at compare it with the GFS. So you can see there's an agreement here between the GFS and the Euro that these winds, we're going to have these high winds. And if we go again, wind gusts, you can see these gusts here. Not quite as scary as the Euro. Not quite as scary as the Euro, but you know, sometimes the models underestimate this. You know, it's going to pick up energy from the ocean, and that's what's happening. And you can see as it moves east, it picks up more strength. So the higher winds would probably be over the eastern part of Suffolk County. But definitely something to be concerned about with the wind, and I'll keep you updated on this. I'll probably have to do another update later tonight about this. Was not expecting this, but again, we're watching a severe wind event tonight with heavy rain, thunderstorms, due to a strong LLJ, low-level jet event ahead of this cold front. So I'll keep you posted. Have a good night.